it might not be the worst idea to keep a bingo card. Maybe just to make things a little more fun, just when it comes to knocking people off in certain categories. So you know what I did? I came up with an idea. I think I'm going to actually start using bingo cards just so that I can keep track of who is being traded and who is being acquired in the realm of free agents. I want to keep it for the current time being free agents. So I want to introduce y'all to something that I call free agent bingo. Let go. All right, so take a look at this right here, y'all. Let's take a look at this right here. So I have free agent bingo on the mind. And if you're curious, here's some of the folks that I have on free agent. Now, just keep it real. Free agent bingo is just the thing that I'm doing. But I think we could play along with this at home. What I did was I wanted to narrow it down to who I thought was going to be acquired the soonest. And so what my goal is to get through this bingo card as soon as possible. The quicker I get done with it, the better I am with making predictions with regard to these free agent acquisitions. So, having said that, I did make myself a bingo card that I'm calling for right now the free agent bingo card. This is my free agent bingo card. And it look a little son like that right here. Look at that. All right, so this is my free agent baseball card, free agent bingo card right now. And let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. So if you notice, I don't have a whole lot of pictures on my bingo card. All right. I'm a position player follower more often than not. I probably would have been a position player if I kept playing T-ball. Right. So this is what I think. These are my predictions, and I hope that I can get through this quicker than not. So as you see, we've got Cody Bellinger on the top. I truly believe he's going to be one of the next ones to go. I just think that they're waiting each other out, the New York Yankees and the New York Mets, to see who's going to strike first with the number, and whoever strikes first is going to go ahead and, the other team is going to counter offer. So we'll see what happens with that. Harrison and Bader to go from the Twins to the Phillies and to be completely utilized. I mean, just to be a beast in both of those. Like the dude has like I think a career 3.7 batting average. Like this dude, I don't understand why he's on the market so much. I mean, he's a little older, but not a whole lot older. He's not like in his 40s or nothing. So I feel like he should be there. Pete Fairbanks, this dude coming out of the Rays, yeah, I believe that he's going to be acquired fairly soon. Pitching is a hot commodity right now. And while we're on the subject of pitching, Tatsuyana Imai, who's like, I ain't trying to mess with no Yankees. I ain't trying to mess with no Dodgers. I'm trying to beat them Dodgers. I think he's going to get acquired. And I ain't going to lie, the way that the Orioles moving right now, especially since they had Tamagotchi Shigano last year, who's now 37, who was a really cool Asian pitcher when he was in his prime, but now necessarily may not be falling off. I think that might be a good move. Orioles, Baltimore, are y'all listening? Huh? You listening? All right. Mr. Eli, get on the phone. Michael King in terms of pitching also from them Padres. Now, I'm going to keep it real. My prediction is he stays with the Padres because they just got rid of Robert Suarez. They now don't have Darvish for the next year. They really, really need pitching. And it feels like their window is dwindling, since they actually made it to the playoffs and damn near defeated the Dodgers in 2024. Sir Anthony Dominguez, I got a feeling that the Blue Jays may run it back with him. They acquired him in the middle of the season last year, but he's now on the market. A little older, but still got heat coming out that arm. Ha-Seong Kim, he's a really exciting dude to watch. He had a real messed up last couple years. I saw the play where he slid into second base, messed up his shoulder when he was with the Padres. Padres went ahead and shipped him over to the Rays. The Rays shipped him up to the Braves, and now he is on the market again. This is a qualified shortstop who I believe will do well with any team he's put on, but I think it might be smart to put him on a team that's in contention because he will hold it down. Now, he's not a slugger, but he's a hitter. So keep that in mind, and your defense is going to be stacked, which it may not be with Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette necessarily not a huge defensive player, but the bat checks. I think it'll be a mistake to lose him in Toronto, but if you think about it, they did make it to the World Series without Bo Bichette, and we could argue that they wouldn't have won the World Series without him because he did have a big knock for a 3-run homer. But at the same time, if they can make it to the World Series without him, then you could assume that they might be able to try to run it back without him. Kike, still one of those dudes who gets put basically aside in a glass case, break glass in case of playoffs. And that's what Kike is. He comes through, he handles his business only for the playoffs. Now, before that, he's like he bats in the ones. Okay, he bats in the ones, but he's also high utility. Put him outfield, infield, he'll hold it down. I think he's going to be on the list of folks that goes probably well before spring Looking at Luis Arias, we're talking about a dude who keeps his batting average over 3. He's not going to hit the ball out the park that much. He's not going to steal bases. He's not even great at first base. At bare minimum, he's good for getting you on base. And OBP is not nothing to mess around with. You down with OPB? OBP. Alex Bregman, everybody's talking about this dude, but he didn't have like the breakout year in Boston that everybody thought he was going to. I thought he was going to go up there, and I know it was a little weird thing with him and Rafi Devers. Come on, man. I don't know. I don't frankly think that he's going to have this huge impact wherever he goes. I heard that he's possibly thinking about, or they're in talks with him getting signed to the Chicago Cubs, which I think does make a big difference, especially after they gave Isaac Paredes back to the Astros last year. They definitely could use that veteran presence in Chicago, but we'll have to see if he goes quick. Munataka, I can't wait. Now this dude's on a limited time stretch. Like somebody got to pick him up before January. So I put him on there because I know that's going to happen. So I can't wait to come back here and show y'all who all has been struck off my list. Cal Tucker, where do I think Cal's going? It sounds like the Blue Jays. If I'm being honest, if I was the Yankees, I would also be looking at Cal Tucker as a potential acquisition. Maybe even looking at him in terms of possibly somebody that I might want to instead of Jazz Chisholm, because I heard Jazz Chisholm is starting to be shopped a little bit, and that's sad because I know he loves it up there in New York. I don't intention he's getting good or bad, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with Cal Tucker. I also wouldn't be surprised if I saw Cal Tucker go to the Dodgers. All right, as it sounds like they're also entertaining potential for Teoscar Hernandez to be given to another team, possibly the Royals. All right, and if they get rid of Teoscar instead of putting him in left field, then that leaves right field, unless they're putting Mookie back out in right field open. And who's going to play right field? Cal Tucker. He's got a good bat. Defense may not match the bat, but at bare minimum, you know you're going to get. Well, I think that's a lateral move, but that's just me. The only thing you get better is age from that deal. All right, talk about Marcell Ozuna. I feel bad. Marcell Ozuna, former Cardinal. He didn't have his breakout year in 2025, but he literally was the entire Braves bat in 2024. And I think that there's something that says something. Now, maybe this last year was a result of injury, but I'm just hoping that he has an opportunity to bounce back, because Marcell Ozuna, I think, is the Ozuna from the Braves. I don't know if he's going to be with the Braves no more, but I hope he gets picked up. Framber, he's definitely going somewhere. I frankly still think that Framber could have the potential to go to the Mets. The Mets need somebody to have faith in. Right now, they don't. They do not have that. You don't have faith in Sean Manaea. You do not have faith in Kodai Senga. Is Kodai Senga? No, in Kodai Senga. You do not have faith in McLean. I mean, yeah, he was good, but he's still untested over long term, right? Over long periods of time. Jonah and all of those other cats, Jonah Tom, like there's no, your rotation is your biggest weakness right now. All right. So it might make sense for them to start at least considering a Framber, but I know Steve Cohen don't like to pay pitchers like that, so it's a good chance he won't get him or Ranger Suarez out of the Phillies, who is honestly still kind of weird that he hasn't been resurfaced. I think what it is, the Phillies is like, look, we want Ranger back, but his market has gone up so high. I don't know if we really need him back, especially if we're getting Zach Wheeler back, so we can get a better Aaron Nola, especially now that we got Chris Sanchez, who's trying to be, who looks like some version of an ace in itself. Maybe they're saying, you know what, Ranger, you're getting a little older and maybe you're not necessarily necessary, or maybe it's not a necessary. Maybe it's just we just can't cover it with all of the expenses we have, especially now that they just signed Cal Schwarber for that 150. We all remember that, right? Yes, we remember Cal Schwarber 150, 5 years. Okay, and finally, there is it. That's it. So this is my bingo card. I hope man, I don't know. I hope I can get the bulk of these before Christmas or before January, but I get the sense that might not be the case. Look for that bingo. I'll circle back and we'll chat on it.